Hello everyone, welcome to Pairfect, Daily Tribune's digital show that takes you up close and personal with trailblazers and winners in their field. I am Dinah Ventura. Today we are joined by Artefino co-founder Marimel Francisco, along with contemporary women's wear fashion designer Steff Verano, and the founders of Emerie Studios, Bengt, Enrique, and Adizas. Welcome to the show, guys.
Thank you so much for having us, Dina.
Okay, once again,
Yes,
welcome.
thank you.
Artefino has been a constant in our show. So this year when is it going to open again?
It's going to be on August 22 to 25, and we're putting on such an exciting show for everybody.
I heard. Why? And now the year's theme is Kapamana, right?
Kapamana. Actually, at Artefino, since we established it in 2017, we have always shed a spotlight on heritage and culture. And in fact, it was established to really foster appreciation for our local crafts.
Yes, from the beginning.
From the beginning. And that was very clear.
Yes.
And that movement has since evolved already and grown and kind of taken its own life. No? Yeah, it's grown a lot. So in 2018, we had a Pamana campaign. This was, our feature was on the generations.
Okay.
So because we really feel that you need to recognize your past, which shapes your present and your future. And in doing that, you need to recognize your heritage and know your identity.
Yes, but how are you doing that this year? Because
For this
Artefino,
year,
people have always just really regarded it as a visual
yes.
story of our heritage and culture.
Yes.
But is there anything else that you're doing differently this year?
So this year, we're going deeper into the heritage and culture. We're calling it the Kapamana campaign.
All right.
And this is telling the Pamana story through a contemporary lens.
Okay.
If you go to Artefino, you will see an abundance of creativity. But
Always.
Yes, right? But it's all through a contemporary lens, but rooted in our history and keeping in mind the traditions that we would like to preserve and put on the forefront. Right?
Was
So
there-
that's the main difference for this year.
For this year, well, like specifically, what are you talking about? Like what interpretations of the culture
Yeah,
are
so
you focusing on this year?
we're focusing on heritage brands. We're focusing on the crafts of the brands. We're focusing on the stories behind these products, right? And what's interesting this year also is that another focus is the Artefino.
Yes, aspect.
It's a Artefino aspect.
Okay, what is it?
We can go into this if you'd like. It's a collaboration. It's a very exciting collaboration between Patti Eustachio, who's a visual artist, and Bio Atelier,
Okay.
and the Artefino program. So essentially, Artefino is also about advocacy.
Right.
And so that's why we're shedding a light on that. And this collection, it's a limited edition collection that focuses on natural fibers and clothes made with zero waste.
Nice.
So Patti cut
Sustainable.
the patterns in such a way wherein there's zero waste
Nothing.
and
Wow.
using natural dyes.
Interesting.
So, and it's her going back to her roots as a fashion designer.
Okay.
So that's also what's very exciting about it, because she is already like renowned
I know.
globally as an artist, right?
But
So
is this a first for her to do that? Or did you do that just for Artefino? Or
she's doing, it's a first time for her to collaborate with a fashion brand, but her roots is really fashion design. She has that background, but she became renowned for her visual works. So that's that's one thing.
so why
we're
call
very
it
happy about.
Artefino?
Artefino is our advocacy arm. It's the arm that helps support communities all over the country. It's the grant-giving body of Artefino. And this year we've also announced, which is so exciting. After 2 years, we announced that the application process is open
Okay.
for the Artefino program. And usually our grants go up to ₱1,000,000.
Okay. And that's just for one chosen
For one chosen designer that works with a community.
I
So it's
see.
it's a very individualized program. We work with them on what collection they can showcase
Okay.
at the next Artefino
Artefino.
fair. Yes.
So last year it was
It was Anya Lim
Ayan.
of Ant Hill, and
Okay.
prior to that, it was Zara One, together
Yes.
with the Bagobot Tagabawa in
and
Davao.
now look at their names are like
Yes.
so familiar now with
Yes.
everyone, right?
So it's really empowering these not just brands, but also the communities that they work with. That's essentially what it's
Yes,
about.
It's very tied in with what the Department of Tourism is doing now.
Yes.
I think they're really trying to empower the communities
Yes.
also because it's all tied up together, right? Tourism, crafts,
DOT,
DOT,
yes, yes,
everything.
we're correct.
So-
and the private sector.
And I also hear that there will be new exhibitors. Do you call them exhibitors?
We call them brand partners,
Okay,
exhibitors.
brand partners.
It's fine.
Okay.
There are 21 new brands coming in this year.
Okay.
That is always a goal for us and a highlight for us.
Okay.
We want to introduce fresh and innovative brands.
21, that's a lot.
21,
No?
21.
Like in
It's
the
a
past,
lot.
how many would you add per
We
year?
would have maybe 15, 10 to 15, but we've also expanded the number of brands we have this year. This is the most number of brands we're having for the Artefino Fair. It's 100, all in one venue.
Wow.
It's going to be big and
Okay,
exciting.
so they all fit in the space, or did you have to have another room for?
Well, we had to kind of shuffle, be very creative with space allocations, but we made it work.
Exciting 100. Okay,
100.
Top 100 this year, huh?
100.
Okay, so besides you, Steff, I hear that
I'm
you-
wearing her.
I know.
This
Let's
is her
showcase the works of our.
Tell us about this.
Oo. Tell us about what Mel is wearing. It's one of your
It's beautiful.
designs.
This vest actually first was shown during the Pamana fashion show.
Okay.
So the fabric was sourced from La Herminia, also an Artefino brand partner. Yes. So it's made in Abaca cotton silk. So I wanted to try to use local fabrics in more unusual cuts or more interesting forms. So there,
Okay.
this is one of the pieces that will be available during the Artefino fair.
Okay. Obviously, she has a very unique design aesthetic, Steff. I mean, I was looking at your website, and you're very different in the way you approach your design. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Actually, yes. Initially, the brand is a bit more experimental, but with Artefino, like talking with clients and seeing what people actually buy, it was actually a good design experience to try to merge like the artsy side and the more business
Yeah.
aspect of clothes.
So you've
The more
achieved
practical, yeah.
you achieved the balance by joining Artefino.
Yes.
All right. How long have you been joining Artefino?
This will be the third year joining Artefino. So I actually just mentioned with Miss Bell a while ago. For the brand, actually, because I was having a hard time during the beginning of the brand, like really finding what people would want from the brand and what I can showcase. That's also what I wanted to show like the client. So being with Artefino like helped me kind of find the sweet spot, like where
good one.
yeah, where I could really do what I want and
Yeah.
also
Go
make
with
what
your
the clients
creative,
want.
but still manage to, yeah, I get it.
Yeah. I think it also enabled you to talk to the
To your
patrons,
clients.
right? Directly and get a feel for what they want and what they like, what they're looking for, and who patronizes your design aesthetic.
Actually, that's actually the best thing that Artefino could offer, like brands, like the reach like reaching people who would really appreciate different styles, or even like wearable styles, mix of wearable styles, mix of unusual styles, but people who really appreciate like craft.
Yes.
So
Nice.
Yes.
That's putting it very well. Okay. And behind us, behind you girls, are the men behind new brand Emerie. Okay, so please tell us a little bit about your brand and how you started.
Well, there's two of us in the brand. Me, Bengt Enrique, and my business partner and co-designer, Adizas. So we started the brand back in 2020. Back then, we were just doing made-to-order for clients. And after a while, we kind of decided to push for ready-to-wear. And we really wanted to highlight the traditional fabrics of the Philippines. So for this first collection of ours for Artefino, we wanted to put the spotlight on the piña material.
Yes.
So we transformed the piña into pieces that are contemporary pieces for
Oo nga.
the modern Maginoo.
Oo nga.
Modern
Modern Maginoo. Okay,
I like that.
Oo. So can you describe the design process? I mean, how do you come up with your pieces?
We started in House of Representative and then we ano tawag dito? Based on our observation lang din. Yeah. That's why we come up with this. And
The
What do you
initial,
may pangalan ba yun?
yes, we named our jackets from our grandfathers. So this
Okay.
jacket is called the Catalino from M's grandfather, and this is the Crispiniano from my grandfather.
Crispiniano.
Yes.
So you have two styles to choose
We have
from.
more styles pa.
Na may iba-ibang
yes.
names din.
Mm-mm.
Okay, interesting, no? So, your grandfather's jacket
Spin.
is made of what? Are they
Um,
both piña?
Yes.
Okay.
Both are made from piña shifu, same sourced from La Herbinia in Aklan.
Herbinia.
They really have this really great
quality.
quality in piña. It's not the usual thin material, so it's a thicker
More
kind
durable,
of
I guess.
more durable.
Especially for jackets.
Right. Oo nga, no? It's hard to do.
And
Make a
then the
jacket.
initial idea really is that we see our clients like wearing the barong under like for their meetings. They wear the barong and then they wear bomber jackets on top, and then that kind of hides the barong. So we thought that
Why
maybe we
not?
can why not make the jacket itself into piña.
Very nice. So, observation lang talaga.
Yes.
Gave birth
And
to
they
this.
gave us
Nice.
feedback also, like in developing the
Product.
product. They gave us valuable feedback, like shorten the cuffs, like adjust the,
The
length,
fit.
the fit.
Okay. Did both of you take up design? Talaga,
Yes.
like,
We studied fashion design at Sofa Design Institute.
okay. Another nice
Which
topic.
is interesting because SOFA is now a partner of ours for this year. We use them as a venue for our press launch and the Kapamara
Yes.
shoot
what's
because they
up?
really have so many, diba? So many students there and they foster creativity in the young.
Yes, I like that.
And that value has aligned with ours because we also want to foster heritage
Yes.
into
Kapamana
the
nga.
next
The
generation.
next
Yes.
one. Very nice. Everything falling in
Yes,
to
it
place.
is.
Okay. How about you, Steff? What's your design inspiration? Where do you get your ideas from?
usually just something that I would like to try. So it will be either like a new silhouette or just trying out like different textures for fabrics. So right now, I'm usually experimenting with scrap fabric, old clothes, but I'm also still using new fabrics and local fabrics. So not exclusively one over the other, but trying to merge all these.
Different fabrics.
Yes.
Okay. So do you give your clothes names too? Do you have a code name for the design?
Um, when the event is near, I usually give them names. But right now, preoccupied in making. So the names come after.
Okay.
So
Right.
usually they just have codes right now. So,
Okay.
but no.
Eventually,
like,
they will have names. All right. It's so interesting. Are they supposed to produce a certain number for the Artefino, or
We guide them in terms of a minimum amount,
Okay.
value,
Mhm.
of how much they should prepare, only so that it's
Yeah.
not, the opportunity is not wasted, because the crowd and the buyers and
Are
the
there.
patrons are there and
Yes.
willing to really support.
I know,
Right? So if you run out
Mhm.
after the second day, and
Wala
people
na.
don't want to
Sayang. Oo.
don't want to have custom pieces made. They would.
Mm.
It's all about instant gratification. I want to take it home. I want to wear it to my
Already.
event next week.
Yes, tama.
It's about that. So if they run out, it's really a missed opportunity, and we don't want that for them.
That happened before? In the
It has
past?
happened.
Learnings.
Yes, learnings. But we do understand on the brand partner side how much, it's hard
Yeah.
to anticipate how
Yes.
much to produce as well, and how much is enough.
Yeah, tama. And that takes
It's the
funding.
experience
Yeah.
for them too,
Yeah.
and knowing your market.
Right. So, what can we expect from your brand this time around? So you've been there. This is the third time. Okay.
Actually, one of the exciting things I think right now for the third year for me, I'll be launching shoes which I partnered with. They actually exhibit with Artefino, but this year they're absent Zapateria,
Yeah, Zapateria.
but they've been exhibiting with Artefino.
Yes.
But
The heritage brand.
yes, Marikina made shoes. So I designed like 3 interpretations of the Alfombras with them. So I'll be launching those during the fair, along with the clothes, along with new styles.
You can slip on.
Yes, the pants.
All right. Using your multi fabrics.
There will be leather. So all Marikina made and all Marikina sourced.
Very nice. Okay, we'll find out more about Artefino when we come back after a short break.
This break is brought to you by Angkas, Beat the Traffic, Bayad Center, hashtag Bigger Better Younger Bayad, and you can buy it all. Meralco, ang liwanag ng bukas. SM, we've got it all for you. Smart, live more today. Union Bank, it starts with you. Tune in to Daily Tribune's show aimed at addressing the needs and problems of our OFWs from different corners of the globe. Hear about their plights and success stories every Tuesday and Thursday, 3 p.m. only on Daily Tribune's Facebook page and Tribune Now on YouTube. Straight Talk dives deep into present issues of leadership, politics, business, and more. Engage in insightful conversations with industry shakers, government leaders, and trailblazers every Wednesday at 10 a.m. only here on Daily Tribune's Facebook page and Tribune Now in YouTube.
And we're back on Pairfect with Artefino, Smell Francisco, Emerie founders, M and Bengt, and Steff Verano. Oh, so we have here some of the works our designers here with us today have brought with them, and so maybe you'd like to show us all what designs you've come up with for this year's Artefino. Let's start with Emerie, the very innovative duo.
Here are our some of the pieces that we'll be releasing for Artefino. So most of it's made from piña. So we wanted to make piña into bring piña to the younger generation, because most
Yeah.
people think of piña as something really
Pang
old and
binyag
stuffy and
or
pang
weddings.
funeral, ganun. So we wanted them to think like the younger generation to be to want piña as something that they would wear to a party or to the club.
Why not?
So here are some of our pieces. So this is our
Okay, so
our-
that's one. What do you
yeah.
call that?
This is our Crispiniano.
Mhm.
It's a combination of pinya shifu and sinuksok details.
Ganda.
And then we also incorporate leather from
Leather.
Marikina.
Oh, very masculine to it.
And
Nice.
then
And brown
brown ribbings. And then here we have our masoy shirt, barong.
Beautiful.
So this is entirely covered with freshwater
Freshwater
pearls.
pearls.
So
Hand sewn.
yes, hand sewn also, front and the back. So this is our showpiece for the season.
Nice. The showpiece.
Beautiful.
And then the pinya fabric is also from Aklan. This is we developed this with our weavers. So we incorporated cotton yarns to make the stripes.
I see. How long does it normally to take? How long
Weaving.
does it take to create a piece?
This one takes a long time because it starts with the fabric. So the fabric is usually takes up 2 weeks to make, and then they send it over to Pampanga, and then we tailor make it, and then after that it takes another like a week to do the pearls. So
Very,
takes a long
very
time.
meticulous
Yes.
job. And how many pieces do you make for each design?
For our pearls, it's just a very limited number, around 2 to 3 pieces. But for our Catalino, we have a lot for everyone. Yeah, we can accommodate a lot of orders for that.
I'm just saying, like, people who are planning to go and visit your space,
Yes.
diba? This is limited. So you might want to go there first. It's very nice, no?
It's beautiful.
So the process is you start out with the idea for the fabric, or the fabric is really already standard with all your pieces?
We always develop new fabrics. So we've been doing this since last year. So and then after receiving the fabric from the weavers, we then think of different ways to add something to it.
I
So
see.
this is what we came up with for this year. So
Okay.
and also the idea of the pearls came from like
Client.
from a client.
Observing.
Yes, he was a groom. So he ordered a barong from us covered in pearls, and then we thought of like, yeah, maybe we can do it as a ready to wear piece.
Oh,
So
it's very nice. No? What a nice idea you got. So, when you say pinya, you don't mean talagang like a pure pinya, or there's always something different there now when
pinya shifu from Aklan is mostly made from pinya, and then the warp is made from silk. So it's a combination of silk and pinya.
That's why pinya shifu.
Yes.
Thank you for that.
Thank you.
Ganda. Oh, eto naman. These are the works of Steff Verano. So, would you like to describe your pieces?
So this one are like a new cut of because before I made na and released for Artefino pants using necktie. So those were straight cut. These are wide-legged with front pleats, so they're more baggy and spacious. But the waistline is dropped. So again, these are made of like old ties.
Old ties.
Yeah, we
Ganda.
disassembled and reassembled and cut into new clothes.
So, no two pieces are alike.
No two pieces are like. Also impossible for clients to ask and choose ties because like I need to assemble them like once they're all.
And you have to color match it, right?
Yes,
What
color
about
and pattern
sizing?
match. Usually sizes would run from small to large, but if bigger sizes are needed, they usually like accommodate like custom orders. But it would take time.
How long
For this.
also? So, sila mga isang buwan. Isang piece,
It would
diba?
actually really depend on the availability of the ties, but actually what makes these pieces like really long to make is we have to really tas like all the ties and then iron and then assemble and cut because like right now you see them cut like in rectangular pieces and then with like seams in the middle, so the prepping stage takes longest.
Yes, I
That
suppose,
too.
no? So, you start out with an idea and then you draw it? What's your process?
Normally, actually, right now, my process is very fluid.
Okay.
So I begin with actually, like, for example, this other one is made of like retazos. So I
Okay.
start with usually things that are available on hand that I previously sourced or I previously have. And then come up with silhouettes that might be like more easy for clients to wear. So that's why like I decide to
So
use
pretty.
them for pants and tops and basic skirts. So this one is a wrap skirt.
A wrap
So it might be just made of retazos, but assembling it takes a long time. So
time.
basically making new fabrics
It's
from
like
old
a
fabrics.
puzzle, di ba? Crossword puzzle.
Because the individual pieces have to be overlocked and stitched, and then locked, and then assembled, and then hand basted, and then stitched. So,
So,
yeah.
of course, you don't do it naman all yourself. So you have to give instruction pa very detailed to your...
I usually am in
sew it.
charge of assembling, and,
And then
for
they
these pieces, I'm the one overlocking the piece. So actually, we're just 3 right now in the studio. So I'm very involved in making, mostly in assembling, finishing, and start. So my other 2 seamstresses would do the middle tasks.
Grabe, very
Yeah.
interesting, no?
I think if I can just add, no, the if you find out the process, we always tell our patrons,
Yeah.
ask how this was made, what went into it. There's a whole story
Yes.
there. Even the pinya alone, we were in Aklan recently, and to make a yard of pinya fabric takes, the process is painstakingly painful.
I can imagine.
And time.
Okay, take us through it. Like, why?
And time
Time
consuming. So there has to be really, they need to learn about that and get to know that
Yeah.
that story behind the product.
I suppose,
And that's what makes
no?
it so unique.
And for people to truly appreciate what goes into a piece, di ba? Like, a lot of people have commented that, like, why is it so expensive? Di ba? Parang it should be cheaper because it's here, it's made here. But a lot of the things that we've just heard today justify the fact that
Yes.
it costs this much because, you know,
Yes.
it took
And-
this much.
And the learning that I took out of the trip to Aklan was, pinya is a luxury item.
Aha.
It is a luxury item. So if you have these, it's a luxury piece, and really, expect that it's a very, very special item that you'll have hanging in your closet forever.
But how do you care for clothes like these, di ba? How do you care?
Pinya, we usually we advise that it's professionally dry cleaned,
Okay.
and then we have a secret technique. Like we use it's not secret anymore. We usually use starch spray. So we spray the pinya with it, and then iron it after. So
No
that
steam.
do not steam.
Do not steam.
Yes, because it makes the pinya bubble. But if you apply the starch spray and then press it, it would have this very crisp, clean look.
What is a starch spray? Ano yung...
It looks like ano lang, parang a
Water
bottle.
and starch.
Yeah.
It's like a spray lang siya, pero it's
Heavy starch.
heavy starch. So it makes
Pala yung
oo.
secret.
It makes
Okay.
it look very
Crisp.
crisp and fresh.
Hindi naman din kailangan
Ano?
dry clean palagi.
Oo.
Yeah.
Kung madumihan lang.
Kung
Pero if it's
madumihan.
not dirty, you can just rewear it.
Starch
after.
spray and iron.
Just freshen it up with a starch spray.
Very useful tip. Thank you for that. Okay. And what about these? Ito naman, it's a different kind of fabric, di ba? It's like what you're wearing, Mel.
It's
Right.
also local, abaca cotton silk like for these. And the one for the skirt is abaca silk. So-
This is the skirt.
Yes, the skirt.
Yan.
Abaca
Please
silk.
look at the skirt.
It's a wrap skirt, so I made it
Ganda.
adjustable so that more people could
And then it has that black
edging. So
edging.
I'll be releasing other colors for that as well.
for that design. Yeah.
So I think kasi naman with us, if normally if people know how to care for, because it's natural fibers normally you can hand wash, but for clients then I would recommend professional dry cleaning
Okay.
because that would para sure na yung
Preserve
care.
it better.
Yeah. Yes. But if they know how to care naman for, like I have clients who buy na yung mga local fabrics, so they know how to care for them. So usually yung feedback na narinig ko is they're the ones hand washing some of the items. So they can be hand washed naman.
Pwede.
But yes. But normally better for professionals to do it.
Better.
Just,
Just to be safe.
Yes, just to be safe.
Yeah. So we've been talking about the process and how painstaking and difficult it can be and time-consuming, diba? What other challenges have you encountered in your in pursuing this design of using local textiles? Sourcing ba, is it a problem? Is it very expensive to get textile like that?
Sourcing, not really
Not
a problem.
anymore.
I think right now, actually, it's been helpful because the local market is really responsive for, they're really looking for local fibers. The thing is, like, trying to really calculate the numbers. So, it's already expensive to purchase the fabrics
Yes.
because they're hard to make. But then again, it's also expensive to make the products.
Exactly.
So, like really, really like crunching the numbers and trying to, sometimes I think like, I don't know if it's the same for them, but it's hard to like think like, should we explain or how to explain to the clients like why the price is like this? Or even me trying to really lower down as much as I can, but at the cost of some other things. So maybe the challenge is really like price points.
Price.
How do we price them and also like
That's
managing
important.
costs?
Yeah, that's very important.
Well,
Is it-
on Artefino's side, we always talk about the stories behind the products.
Oh.
The journey that this product has gone through just to reach the fair, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's woven in Aklan, then it's sent to Pampanga, then it goes back to the sewer, and then you have, I mean, there's so many steps. Actually, you really, it'll be good for the patrons to see all that because visually, and to see the communities that make these, because that is the only way that they will truly, I think,
Yeah.
grasp
Yeah. The
the uniqueness and the importance of this.
Yeah.
And that's why there's a premium attached to that.
yeah. But is
It's
that
also the livelihood of the communities that
Oo nga.
that make these
Yeah,
products.
so support talaga. But then, that's also a very real concern. Like, if you want, like, right now, it's really a luxury.
Yes.
But is that the way we want it to be all the time? I mean, do we want to bring that
Yes.
to more people? Diba?
We want to bring it to more people, definitely. Definitely. However, these are all handmade pieces.
I know, you
And
can't
as
really
long
get
as
around that
they
fact.
are handmade, handcrafted. There is
Always
no
that.
getting around, making it faster, producing more. That element will have to stay.
Yeah. But I guess there's a solution. I think designers can start making different designs that have less of that
Absolutely.
limited edition factor.
Absolutely. We tell
Right?
them, use maybe less of this. You
Yeah.
can have your fully beaded calado line, and then you can have a lower end line,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
That is simpler,
Yeah.
and more reasonably priced.
Yes.
Definitely.
Pwede.
Because there is a market for
Definitely.
all these price
Yeah.
ranges.
Yeah, I can see that. Like, when I look at Instagram sellers, I notice that there's a lot of very low-priced Filipiniana, modern Filipiniana. But of course, you have to sacrifice on quality, diba?
Yeah.
What I'm saying is there's a market, definitely.
There is a market.
Diba?
And since we are also focusing on the next generation and a younger market, we want Artefino to be an entry point for them.
Yes.
And price is also a consideration, well, for
Mhm.
everybody, in
Yeah.
fact, right? So it's a way to
Mhm.
get them into the fold,
Yes.
to get them into the local, loving local
Mhm.
fold.
Mhm.
You know, that first piece that you buy is always memorable.
Yes, I know exactly. But that's very nice. That's very nice of you to point out because yes, we really do need to work on expanding this appreciation for local design, local craftsmanship, because it also, I think, influences the way we regard ourselves as Filipinos, di ba? In that way, I think that's how it's related to the tourism aspect I was talking to you about. Anyway, so speaking of expansion, you were telling us earlier, I think off cam, about coming up with a women's collection. How do you see the trends developing?
Well, for this year's Artefino, we will be focusing on menswear.
Okay.
So that's our entry point to Artefino because we noticed then before like there's not much available men's pieces that are contemporary in a way. So we also are planning on doing women's wear naman by next year.
Okay.
The
Good
men
news.
have always been
Uh-huh.
an underserved market at
Right.
Artefino. We admit to that.
Mhm.
But now that we have brands like Emerie and more brands catering to men,
Yes.
because they want to buy. They want to buy, but when they get there, they're just walking around with their wives, right, or their girlfriends. So that's why we're grateful to brands like Emerie who are servicing
Yes.
the men's needs.
There's a need, really. Okay, so that was a very
Maarte ng
enlightening.
mga lalaki ngayon.
Ano?
Maarte ng mga
Maarte
lalaki
na.
Effort.
We women like this very much. I mean,
Oo
even what
nga.
you're wearing,
This-
I love it.
I like this, yung ganyan.
I love it. I love what you're
Very
wearing.
We'll use the feedback from Artefino to develop our women's wear collection.
Diba? Dapat it should be something as classic as,
Yes.
diba, shirts for men that you can.
Oh, well, we really wanted to focus on something traditional and timeless,
Yes.
but with a modern twist, something that you can wear now.
Every day.
So,
or
like,
every
men
day.
are really, they just want something that makes them feel confident,
Yes.
comfortable,
Oo.
but still pinya
Oo,
and
not
still
trapped
high.
in that
Yeah.
barong
Yeah,
ID,
look.
the barong look. Oo nga. Okay, that's so nice. So, what advice would you give aspiring designers like you who are looking for a break also like you've been given with Artefino?
I think the brand identity,
Okay.
yeah, brand DNA, that's very important.
Yeah, I think the new designers should really have to figure out their identity as a designer and their aesthetic
From the
also.
start.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, not really from the start because you have to develop it pa rin. Because when we started, we really didn't have the identity also. So we
It just-
along the way you figure out
Trial
what
and error.
you figure out what you like, and then that's what works also. So that's what you foster
Focus on.
or focus on after.
I see. That's nice. How about you, Steph?
I agree with the identity because like we all studied fashion. So at the beginning, like we were taught, okay, your identity, you should know it. But in real life, working life,
hard.
it's hard. You won't know your identity because it's always evolving. But you have a starting point. So I guess for me, I'm just thankful na I didn't stop because I was telling this man. I wanted to stop because it's a difficult business.
I can imagine.
And
There were times you wanted to stop.
Yeah.
Oh.
so if it weren't for my parents.
Don't stop.
So I think advice would be first, just stay true to what you want, even though people aren't as responsive at the beginning. And then somewhere along the way, you'll find something that will click for someone, and you're gonna realize, okay, this design is worth it. Maybe after how many months, how many years, but it will come across genuine, and people will respond to that. So
I
Just
love
have
that.
faith
Just be
And carry
true.
on.
and carry on.
Oo.
And join Artefino.
And join Artefino. Yes.
Okay, so are there any upcoming projects or collaborations that you want to talk about before we say goodbye?
For me, right now, I'm just really excited to launch the shoes with Zapateria. So
Okay.
that's one of the things. And
That's a first for you, like
Yeah.
to make shoes.
to make
Yeah,
shoes.
nice.
First to make shoes. And then just to do better every Artefino fair.
Yay! Okay, so
Us naman, since it's our first time doing Artefino, we're very excited to be part of it. And we're just looking forward to share our collection to everyone. And also we'll be releasing an accessory as an accessory to the jackets. Like it has, we'll be launching a brass kalabaw
Made in
slide and
Super
a
nice.
neckerchief set. So it's like a modern Boy Scout.
nice.
Very nice.
Um,
Grabe, very
Very
creative, ano?
And we partnered with Maranao craftsmen
To
to
make the
do the
Carabao.
Calabao slide. So it's made from Marawi in Lanao del Sur.
Where are you both from? Are you also from?
I'm from Pampanga.
Okay.
And I'm from Davao.
Davao.
Ayun.
We just met in fashion school. Us three, actually.
Kayong tatlo. Okay. All right. How about you, Mel? Before we say goodbye until the next time we have you here with us again, would you like to say something to our viewers?
Well, I'd like to invite them all to please come to the Artefino Fair. It's on August 22 to 25 at the 5th at Rockwell in Power Plant Mall. We've prepared an extra special show for you this year. Our central setting, I don't think I've mentioned it, is being done by Leroy New. He, his sustainability
Oh my
practices
God. Galing nun.
really align with us. He uses PET bottles, and also he will be doing our central setting. So when you walk in, it will be
Wonderland.
Leroy's display with Sacred Heart lights hanging from the ceiling. So that's quite exciting. And we also have a food partner this year. It's Chibo Margarita.
Okay.
Just to make sure everyone is well fed. We have a lot of drinks and chocolates and desserts for everybody in the space. And lastly, you know, our brands have worked. I feel like, and sitting here with the three of you, and you are just a small representation of the other brands that we have. They have worked. So magnify
So
these
hard, my
three.
gosh.
They
Times
have
100.
all worked so hard on their collections this year to really give everybody an extra special, a really good show that is rooted in our culture, that showcases our heritage, and really a show that will make you very proudly Filipino.
We're all looking forward to the next Artefino. Please make time to visit that in Rockwell this month. And for now, we'll say goodbye. Thank you very much, everyone, for watching Pairfect. This has been Dinah Ventura. See you all next week.
This public service announcement is brought to you by Meralco.
Isang magandang araw mga kaliwanag at ganun na din sa mga katribu. Nakakalungkot nga ang nangyari sa marami nating kababayan dahil sa pananalasa ng Super Typhoon Karina. Daming pamilya, lalo na sa aming mga customers sa Meralco, ang naapektuhan at nalubog sa baha. Kaya kami sa Meralco naging puspusan ang pagtugon namin sa mga pangangailangan ng aming mga customer nitong mga panahon na ito. Hindi po tumigil ang ating mga crew kahit malakas ang ulan o mataas ang baha sa pagbibigay serbisyo. Mula sa pansamantalang pag-alis ng supply ng kuryente para maiwasan ang aksidente, hanggang sa muling pagbabalik ng supply sa oras na ligtas na ang sitwasyon. Napakahalaga po ng public safety para sa amin dito sa Meralco. Kaya bago po namin ibalik yung aming serbisyo sa mga lugar na lumubog sa baha, o gayon din sa mga nasirang electric facilities, sinisiguro namin na ligtas muna ito para sa lahat ng customers ng Meralco. Ini-inspect po muna ng aming mga tauhan ang mga lugar na nawala ng serbisyo ng kuryente para malaman kung ano ang naging sira o problema sa aming pasilidad. Kapag nalaman na namin ang naging problema, uumpisahan ng kumpunihin ang mga pangunahing linya ng kuryente. Sa oras na ito, darating ang aming mga equipment at mga kagamitan na gagamitin sa pagsasaayos. Una po naming inaayos ang aming mga linya ng kuryente na nasa main sections. Kapag okay na ang main power lines, ay susunod natin agad ayusin ang mga linya sa mga kali at mga kabahayan. Ito po yung dahilan kung bakit maraming mga bahay ang hindi agad na ibabalik ang serbisyo ng kuryente noong kasagsagan ng bagyo. Dahil maaaring wala ng baha sa kanilang kalye pero sa kalapit na mga lugar, lalo na yung sa major sections, ay hindi pa ligtas na ibalik ang supply. Ngayon, fully restored na halos ang serbisyo ng kuryente sa lahat ng apektado at salamat sa magigitin nating mga line crew na 24/7 walang tigil na magtrabaho sa kabila ng bagyo at baha, walang tigil sa restoration efforts doon sa mga lugar na apektado. Saludo kami sa inyong lahat. Bukod din sa pagre-restore at pagsasaayos ng linya ng kuryente, tumulong din po kami ang aming employee volunteers sa Meralco Rescue, sa disaster response, partikular sa mga pagsaklolo sa mga na-stranded dahil sa baha. Agaran din nagbahagi ng libu-libong relief packs ang One Meralco Foundation para sa mga pamilyang pinakaapektado ng bagyo sa iba't ibang bahagi ng aming franchise area. Nakabantay pa rin po kami anumang oras upang agad rumesponde sakali man magkaroon muli ng service interruptions o anumang emergency situations. Layo namin na ayusin ang aming pasilidad na naapektuhan ng bagyo sa lalong madaling panahon. Maaring mag-message ang aming mga customers sa aming mga social media channels kung sakaling may iba pang concerns. Ako po muli ang inyong lingkod, Manong Joe, hanggang sa susunod na episode natin.
Hello everyone, welcome to Pairfect.